What's going on, guys? Zach Klinger here with another Ranch Armor install guide. Today we're going to be covering our Can-Am rear bumpers with the flush mount in them. Just a quick little bracket and tool overview. So if you come over here, you'll see the brackets. I got them laid out and the way they're going to go. So they're going to slide onto the vehicle like so. You'll see when we get there, but that's the orientation you want to have them laid out in. Quick look at the hardware. So we got 4 3/8/16 bolts with flats and locks. And then we got 2 5/16 18 bolts that are long with flats and locks as well. Quick tool overview. So obviously a nice Milwaukee drill with a 5/16 drill bit, a 3/8 Milwaukee impact, and then our 3/8 Milwaukee ratchet. Sockets you'll need is a 13 mil deep well, 9/16 deep well, 1/2 inch deep well, 1/2 inch wrench, and 9/16 wrench. Also a decent little pry tool or a knife will work, you know, dealer's choice on that one. So without further ado, let's get into it. So if you guys follow me under here, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna remove our OEM pivot block for the bed. These are the 13 mil nuts on here. Make sure you retain the washer and the nut that come off. There's gonna be 4 of them total, 2 per side. Next, we're gonna go ahead and pop some of these little clip ties that are right here just to go ahead and get them out of the way for our brackets. Now that we got those, the nuts and washers removed from the OEM pivot blocks, and we got our harness kind of partially pulled off away from the frame rails, now we're gonna go ahead and install our left and right brackets. This is a one-man job all the way through. Obviously, if you got a friend, it does help. But what I like to do is I'll just kind of come under here and I'll nudge the bed up with my shoulder and then slide this bracket on, just like so. And you can let it rest on top of the bracket. You can wait. It'll fall into the holes. I'll show you guys a trick for that real quick. Now we're gonna do our right side. All right, so now we see, obviously it's sitting on the bracket. So what we'll do is we'll kind of come up here and we'll shove the bed forward, and that's gonna let it drop right into the slots on our bracket. Now this is where our retained OEM hardware is gonna come into play. So remember, whenever you're doing this, you wanna leave everything loose. Just thread it on by hand for a couple threads. Don't go gunning it down. I know everybody's excited to use an impact. Don't yet. Then you'll repeat this step for the other side. Remember, just by hand, just to where it reaches the OEM nylon. All right, now that we got those on by hand, let's make sure our harness isn't gonna get pinched in any way. All right, harness is gonna be free and clear. Now, like I said, this is definitely, it could be a one-man band type thing. Now we'll go ahead and take our bumper and toss it on our brackets. So something to remember here is you could just slide it on just like so, and our bracket should be on the outside. Oh, too far over on this side. There we go. Bracket should be on the out. Bracket on the out, cool. And now that you got the brackets on the outside, you can let it hang. This will give you a chance to grab your hardware real quick. Just like so.
So is there an option for a bumper that doesn't have pod lights?
No, not anymore.
They all have pod lights?
Yeah, they all come with pod lights now.
Sure y'all don't?
Yes, we do include a dual pod harness with these. All right, now a lot of you guys have been patiently waiting for this portion right here. Now you can use your impact a little bit. What we're gonna do is we're gonna start off with the 9/16 bolts on the bumper first. We're gonna get those nice and tight, and then we'll tighten up the 2 OEM ones, and then we'll get to where we get to drill stuff. Oh, there we go. Now we'll switch back over to our 13 mil. There we go. All right, now we'll get into drilling. So if you guys follow me underneath here, You guys may have noticed that there was a third slot in y'all's bracket. Now, if you feel up, there's already a hole in the frame of the bed right here, right? Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna place our 5/16 bit through our bracket, through the hole in the frame, and drill straight up through the bed. Just like that. Now repeat it on the other side. Just like that. Now, what we drilled those 2 holes for is our 2 long 5/16 18 bolts. Just like that. Now you can go ahead and put your nuts and washers on the bottom side. You get to go home. You win.
All the way home. You know what I'm saying?
Now that we got those in, that's right, you guessed it, more impact time. Switch over to our 1/2 inch. And just like that, your Can-Am OEM replacement bumper has been installed. Now, a lot of you guys are gonna ask this question, and we're not gonna get too far in depth in it because ultimately it's up to you guys on how you guys wanna run your pod light wiring. So for me personally, I'll be doing a roof on this rig. So what I will do is I will take the male ends that come out of the pod light box, and I will make a long run to follow the OEM taillight harness, and then I will go up this pillar and then into our roof and run up to my 8-gang touch panel. That is personally how I like to do them. It is the cleanest way. It is the easiest and fastest way if you have one of our roofs. Now, if you don't have one of our roofs and you just want the rocker switch on the dash, a couple different ways to go about that. Obviously, you could tie it straight to the battery, and then you could just run the control harness up there, mount your rocker switch just like you would anything else. But I feel like a lot of you guys always ask me how I do it with our roofs. So that's how I do it with our roofs. I will Y my male leads together, my male plugs, and then I will follow the OEM taillight harness to about right here in the engine bay. And then if you pull off this panel, you'll see an entry hole into this roll cage. It'll exit right out here at the top. And then from there, you could run into our roof, or if you got like a limited model, this is the same thing on a limited here as far as routing. And then you can run to that overhead console that's on y'all's limited. So a couple different ways to do it, man. Really, it's up to the end user on how you guys want to do it, what works out for you guys, what material you have on hand to do so. But that's kind of the way I like to skin that cat. So as always, if you guys got any comments, concerns, complaints, let me know, reach out to me, and like, subscribe, and follow. Thank you guys, have a good one.